All right, everybody. Whoops, hold on. Forgot to put my camera back around. All right, everybody. Looks like we are once again live. Welcome to another episode of Yankees Live. Danger to Society Gun Chat. We're still stuck over here on our other channel because we are still too dangerous to be on YouTube, apparently. Yeah. The dong thing agrees, but we're here. We're keeping it going the best we can. Not doing well, but we're doing as best we can with what we got. Hold on, I'm trying to do the. But welcome. If you've never been here before, this is just a conversation between me and my viewers. Like I say all the time, I like to be accessible. I want you all to be able to contact me if you have questions or comments. You got something you want to say to me. Everyone should be able to say it to my face. That's why we do this. It's open. There's nobody banned from it. There's nobody, any of that stuff. Anybody can come in, ask me questions. I don't think I got a single person banned on my chat. Well, not on the main one, and I'm sure I don't have anybody banned on this one. So anybody can come in, ask questions, suggest topics, call me out if you think I'm wrong about something. Now, normally I would say, if you want to get my attention, just put at the Yankee Marshal. But now we have to put at the Yankee Gearhead to get my attention since we're over here. Also, I usually say, if you want to jump to the front of the line on questions and make sure I don't miss your comments, you do a super chat. But we don't have super chats over here yet. We do have enough viewing hours now to get them, but I don't know how to sign up for them. I've got the thing that I'm approved for it now, or that I can apply. Not that I'm approved, but you can only have one AdSense account, and I have an AdSense account for my other channel, so I don't know how exactly to link them all together, if you know what I mean. So I got to figure out how to do that. Hopefully we'll get unbanned from my other channel. We'll be able to go over there. But I usually, what we've been doing to try to get around the fact that we are not monetized anymore, as we have been doing, letting people do donations through PayPal. And I'm going to set that up here right now. A link for that. I just put a link at the top of the page. Let's see if I can get it to go through over here. Hopefully that will work for people, and that way you can do super chats that way for people who want to support the channel, support the Pets and Vets program, get entries into the friend drawing, all that stuff. You can do that through the PayPal link. So ask away, ask good questions, because I try to spend more time on super chat questions. If you ask a question via super chat, I try to answer it more in depth because, you help support the Pets and Vets program. It's only fair. So it usually keeps the conversation going. So if you do a super chat, make sure to put a comment in there. Also, you can become a patron if you want to support Pets and Vets. That's the best way to support the channel. We could use patrons. We've been a steady downhill slide on patronage for a year now. So it's getting pretty desperate over there. So if you want to become a patron, support the channel, a couple bucks a month, if you want to see us keep doing what we're doing, Pets and Vets and TYM Triple P. Well, Patreon is just for Pets and Vets, friends, and voices. It's not for TYM Triple P. If you want to support TYM Triple P, you get, wait, is today? No, okay. Phew, I was like, whew, today is supposed to be the day I announced TYM Triple P because I didn't add up the things yet. That'll be done in a couple of days. We'll announce the new TYM Triple P recipients. If you want to sign up for TYM Triple P, go on over to my website, tympistolproject.com, sign up. If you want to support TYM Triple P, go on over to subscribestar.com/Yankee Marshal and become a supporter over there. That supports TYM Triple P, or buy merch. Anything you buy from my merch store, that goes to supporting TYM Triple P. I will put a link here to that, even though I think Welper just beat me to it. Goddamn fucking Welper. But either one of those links, Welper's or mine, will work, and you can go over there and wait. He linked TYMP Pistol Project, so that's good because you can do that over there too. I linked the Shopify store, which is the same thing. That all goes through Printify. It's all drop shipment stuff. I design all of it, but I don't print it. I got a super chat coming in over here from Dale Rickety. I don't know if he actually asked a question or not. You know, it depends on the day, whether he's having a good day or a bad, whether he remembers anything like that. So it might take a minute or two. Where's that? Let's see. What did he ask? If he asked anything. I got nothing. Picking up something special soon at the LGS. Now he's pissing me off. Now he's trying to piss me off. Like he's going to get something new and I don't get nothing. I ain't got nothing new in a while. I'm going to get pissed. I'm getting mad. Not as mad as I am at Joe B. He never did send me a picture of the gun with the day's newspaper. So I'm still choosing not to believe him. But if those of you that were here last night, you know why I'm mad at Joe B. I don't like him at all. I hope he gets herpes. If he doesn't already have them. Where was I at? What was I doing? We only got one order today that I need. It's just sitting and spinning. Oh, I lost my internet connection. That's like what it was. Let's see here. We got one order today. It was from Sean Herdigan. They bought one sticker and then they paid. Wait, did they only buy one sticker? Yeah, one sticker. Wait, that ain't right. Stickers don't cost that much. Oh, he got a magnet. Okay, he got a magnet. He got one magnet and then he paid almost as much for the shipping as he paid for the magnet. That's a lot of shipping just to get a magnet. But that is it as far as orders are concerned. What is this one? That's from yesterday. That's the flag from yesterday. I don't know why that hasn't gone through yet. It's just still sitting there showing new order. And we got an order from, I think, hold on, let me check. I think this is fraud. We've gotten fraud before, and I think yeah, I think this is fraud. This person's tried it before. So we are going to cancel this order. I don't think they ever paid for it. They put it on a credit, and it's usually a fake credit card. I think this person has tried to fuck us before. So let me get that out of there. I'm not going to read that at all. But that's it for orders today. The one magnet. So thanks to that person for helping support TYM Triple P. You're one of very few people this week. Trying to get my soda open. Hold on. I had to go to town today. I had to go down to the hardware store and get some Edison bulbs because those are the kinds we have in the fixtures out front because they look better. And I got the wrong one. I got daylight bulbs. I don't like daylight bulbs. There was the only one they had, so it wasn't like I had the option of getting the right one. But now I got to go back tomorrow and get the right bulbs. I spent $13 on 2 light bulbs that are the wrong light bulbs. So I don't know what I'm going to fucking use them for, but I'll find something to do with them, I guess. I'll put them in the guest bedroom or something. I don't know. Where was I at? I was doing the spiel. I think we're done with the spiel. I think I read everything. So let's go over to the questions and see if there's any questions coming in. Let me put this on live chat. I always forget to do that. That probably deleted a lot of questions people have already asked. So if you asked it already and you don't see me answer it anytime soon, go ahead and repeat it because I probably just deleted it. But I think we got another something coming in from John Mandrick. Let's see, what did John Mandrick have to say? Let's hope he asked a really good question. How are the Bears and Cougars doing? Well, that's Not really a gun question, but it's still a manly man stuff question, I would say. The bears and cougars are doing fine. We usually only see one bear up here regularly. Uh, she's a female, a sow, and every other year she has twins. Seems like, but I haven't seen any cubs yet this year, so I don't know what's going on this year. But yeah, she's doing fine. The cougars don't usually come up to our yard. The closest they come to the house is down like at the shooting range area, because the dogs don't usually go down there, so there's not a lot of dog scent down there. But up here, there's just too much dog scent. There's 200 pounds of dogs roaming around at all times, so they don't usually come up anywhere near our yard. Our neighbor gets video of them on the trail cam where it comes right straight from over from my shooting area over down into the back trail down there. But they don't usually. I've seen their footprints on my deck down there, my shooting deck, but they don't usually come up here. I've never got them on my cameras up here. Okay, I was getting over the question. Good evening, ye old fartette. I see you used the officer bullshit tater video I sent you. Yeah, well, people kept asking me about that, so I finally weighed in today. And I think it's just because y'all like to watch me lose subs. On that video has been up for what, an hour and a half? Let me see. How am I doing on subs? Well, I can't look because I'm on the Yankee gearhead. But as of the first hour it was up, I had lost 7 subs on that video. So I think it's just you all like to watch me lose subs. I don't know if I've lost any patrons yet. Let me go look and see. Where's my Patreon account? Because sometimes usually when I lose a lot of subs, I end up losing some patrons too. No, I haven't lost any. Ezra Ward Mabel became a member, but that was the last person to do anything. So that's a good thing, not a bad. Now I'm really mad at Joe B. I usually don't talk about people's donations, but he lowered his donation on here and then flaunted his new fancy gun in my face. Oh, what a he's just trying to. Oh, he's going to give me a stroke. But yeah, I weighed in on that today. I watched the video multiple times. I went through it several times. And I'm sorry, people out there that are saying, yes, it's good practice on a police officer to knock on a door and then stand off to the side. No, that is not good practice. That is endangering the inhabitants of the dwelling. Because when you knock on the door, it don't matter what you say. If you're standing off the side and they can't see no one, they have every right to feel threatened. Especially when he didn't even announce himself the first 2 times. He meekly announced himself the 3rd time, and not in a way that I would ever believe the person inside ever heard. So no, you do not get to just bang on doors and stand off to the side like you're hiding in a situation that doesn't warrant it. And that situation didn't warrant it, period. That was a make casual contact situation. That was not a gun drawn, beating on doors, shooting as soon as you see someone situation. And if you think it is, never become a cop because you'd be a shitty one. And if you were a cop, you were a bad one. So fuck off. Hope he got Slurpees. Did he go to what? Not Slurpees, herpes. Anybody can get a Slurpee, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing to wish on someone. Give someone a Slurpee, well, that's a good thing. If you give someone herpes, that's different. Bought a discontinued holster for $8. Shipping was $10. Well, that's a holster. You're still getting a decent deal. We got an order over on the website. It was John Mandarick. He got him a Give a Hoot mug. The Give a Hoot, don't make me shoot mug. John Mandarick just bought one. Where am I at? 640 PD, no internal lock. What does internal lock mean? And what type do I want as a first-time revolver buyer? Uh, well, the no internal lock means it doesn't have the little safety lock. Safety, the little lock on the side. You have a little key where you can make it to where it disables the hammer. It's kind of like it engages a hammer block, which no one ever uses. I mean, maybe someone somewhere does. They might be that stupid, but no one else ever uses them. That's all that means, is it just doesn't have that little lock on the side. It doesn't have to do anything to do with the actual function of the. I already saw that. So it means that they're the way they should be without that lock, because the lock shouldn't be there. But as what do you want as a first time revolver? I would say you want a double action, single action, not a double action only. John Heasley bought something. He got he bought magnets too, but he bought 2 magnets. So he's not getting screwed as bad on the shipping since he bought 2 magnets. What did he buy? Give a hoot and only you magnets. Give a hoot is the hoot woodsy owl one, where he says, give a hoot, don't make me shoot, don't mess with other people or their stuff. And the only you is the smoke 'em the bear, saying only you can protect your family. Have you shot the new 10mm Taurus yet? No, I don't know anybody that has one. What do you think? I don't know anybody that has one. 6.7 Power Stroke, 6.6 Duramax, or 6.7 Cummins. Oof. None of these are my favorite. None of these would be my choice if I was going out to buy a truck. They wouldn't be the first choice for any of them, but I'm going to say the Duramax probably. And it might be the Power Stroke, but we'll see. It would really depend on what kind of deal I got on either of those, because neither one of them are something I love or am tied to. Was it my order? Also, if you're going to move to Japan and take one firearm with you for the rest of your life, what would it be? It's looking like I am for love. Can you take a gun to Japan? Probably a Smith & Wesson 686 or my 586 L-Comp, but probably be a 686. It might be my Colt Python 3-inch maybe, but probably a 686. Either that, it would either be that or a Beretta 92 gun, or because Japanese people are little. You don't got to have a durable caliber for them. You can 9mm be fine. You could be the king of Japan with a 357 Magnum. But don't do it. Love fades. Fascism stays. The deer charge the dogs, but run from the cat. The deer charge the dogs, but run. Your deer? Our deer do very similar things up here too. Sherman's been going out at night trying to hunt deer. He keeps getting out. I keep forgetting to lock the front door when I go over to the gym, to the studio, and he gets it open and goes outside, and I got to go searching for it. And Django has to come out and help me find him. Django's got a really good nose for that. Grab a Gun has the Taurus 10mm on sale for a crazy low price. Well, I still don't know anybody that owns one. Let me look at the Grab a Gun. Let me go to their sale section. Grab a Gun. Let me go to caliber. No, thanks. Don't. I hate the fucking pop-ups that intervene while you're trying to do shit. Where's 10mm? Right there. Boom. Grab a Gun. How much do they get it for? I guess that is a low price. They have it for $449. It's a double action, single action. It's got a hammer. It does have a manual safety, which I'm not crazy about. But $449, that's not a bad price for 15 plus 1 rounds of 10mm. Seems like a good deal to me. Where am I at? Oops, it jumped on me. No, oh, and by the way, no, it wasn't Jacoby's order that was fraud. It was another person who we've had problems with. Although I don't trust Jacoby either. Did you have a huge flood of bootlickers crying about that, calling out the POS cop? Well, there's always people in the comments. They're always going to defend him. Oh, he did everything right. They're not supposed to catch bullets. They're not supposed to stand in front of the door. Where'd you ever get that shit? That, oh, every time you engage with someone, you're supposed to hide behind the door. No, that's fucking combat bullshit. That's fucking SWAT bullshit. That is not for everyday police activity. You don't engage in conduct that endangers the people you're making contact with right off the bat with no justification. That's bullshit. That's that fucking warrior mentality that gets innocent people killed. That's all it does. Knock and talk. If you lost sub over that video, they just can't handle the truth. That's what the problem is. My front door will stop 9mm round security door from the old Elmerdorf AFB hospital. Mine won't, and it's got glass right next to it. So it's like I watch these videos about these women. I like, I'm doing this lock and that lock, and then I take a towel and I wrap it around this way, and then I put this under the door. And I'm like, you got a glass panel on your door, you dumb bitch. You're just wasting your fucking time. What revolver is double action, single action that is lightweight with 1 7/8 barrel that would be good for first revolver? Wanted the PD, so want metal detectors won't find it. Well, just because it's PD doesn't mean the metal detectors won't find it. If someone actually has a good wand and knows what they're doing, it'll find it. But most people don't usually have the best wands, or they don't know what they're doing. So I wouldn't buy it specifically for that reason, because I think you might end up being disappointed. But what I use is the 360 PD, and I think that's the best as far as if you're looking for the combination of lightweight, small, double action, single action, and the 360 PD is the best choice. You can get a 360, but that's got an all stainless steel cylinder. It's definitely going to go off easy with the wanding. They don't have to know as much what they're doing. Many of the diesel engines in trucks having wear issues in upper end. The process to remove the sulfur from the diesel greatly reduces its lubricating properties. Well, diesels have their own problems. I don't hate diesel, but I don't really see a reason for it unless you're looking for massive torque numbers. The cop who shot the airman in Florida was from the same department as the Acorn cop. Yeah, it shows they probably need to reevaluate their training. Sorry, I am late. I was learning that the 10mm is equal to 41 mag. Well, about time you learned something. Saw a reaction video on your most overrated caliber video. Guy had some things to say. Well, he should come here and say them if he's not afraid. I'm not going to go looking for his video, especially when I'm this visible and this, easily engaged. I'm accessible. Sup, not much. Are you not a fan of diesel in general, or just not the big three truck makers current off? I'm just not a fan. I don't really see a need for diesel in general. Diesel has its strengths, but its weaknesses outweigh its strengths if you take torque out of the equation. So I just don't really. I mean, I've had diesels, never had a problem. Had a Ford F-350 with diesel, and it doesn't never bothered me. But with like in my everyday car, would I want a diesel? No, would never want a diesel. Why would I want it to be louder and smellier and need more shit on it to keep it compliant? Nah, I just stick with a regular engine. I think you would like the new PBS documentary, Grizzly 399, Queen of the Tetons. It's about a mama grizzly bear in Wyoming who raises several litters of cubs over the years. I think I saw something about that. I didn't see it because I don't really watch a lot of TV, but I think I saw something about that. Oops, I've fucked up and got signed out of Facebook. Hold on, or not Facebook. What the fuck is this? PayPal. Log out. Log in. I don't think there's anything came in, but I like to try to keep it signed in while we're going so that I'll get an alert in case something does come in. Because I'm always desperate for some good questions. The problem with diesels are the regulations as usual. Well, I don't really consider that a problem. I mean, if you're so fucking dirty that you can't operate without destroying the environment, well, then there's really no need for you. Except for when that extra torque is needed. Like if you're like if you're a semi or something. But normal everyday cars, then I don't need diesel. They used to have a little diesel, had a little diesel Volkswagen Rabbit. That was back when they were really loud and really stinky. I ended up giving that to my sister, and her husband totaled it. Is saying the price of a Taurus going to get a strike? No, I didn't make a video about it. You notice when I made the video today clarifying on the I do learn lessons though, because when I made the video today clarifying some stuff about the Cobra video I made the other day, well, I said go look at their MSRP. It's exactly the same. I didn't say like, oh, the exact amount of each MSRP. So I was afraid, well, since that's a static video, they'd be like, you're advertising the King Cobra. I was looking at these double barrel shotguns. They are like between 11,000 and 28,000. Almost shit myself. Yeah, there's a lot of really super overpriced shotguns on the market. And I don't know what can make them so expensive. Unless the receivers are made of like, titanium and they're hand carved with gold inlays and stuff. I don't see what makes them so expensive. I don't see how you can justify it. I mean, surely it's not as difficult to build a shotgun as it is to build a car with computers and everything. Conservationists are concerned that the grizzly bear population from Glacier National Park is not breeding with the grizzlies in the Grand Tetons 50 miles south. Well, they should open up a nightclub. Grease the wheels a little bit. Give away free drinks to ladies on Thursdays. There doesn't seem to be a 360 PD option with internal hammer. Well, no, there wouldn't be a 360 with an internal hammer. That's double action, single action. That's why I said double action, single action. The 340 PD would be the internal hammer. Where am I? We're all caught up on everything. We don't got no questions over here. We ain't got no questions over there. How much time we got left? We're almost at the half-hour mark. That's where we can skip out if nobody's got any questions, but we will wait and see here. See if anything comes in. I don't ever leave if I've got questions. If we've got questions, I'll answer questions. If we ain't got no questions, I will sometimes leave a little early. But I always will stay at least a half an hour. That makes it, at least it's sort of worth listening to later. People can't say I don't care about my viewers, because how many days have I missed in the last several years? What, like 2? Since the pandemic. When did the pandemic start? I don't think I've missed but one episode since then. In the PBS documentary about the grizzlies, the bear biologist says that, is it an actual bear that's a biologist? That's impressive. say they want the feds to have control over the bears, not the individual states, which allow people to shoot bears. Well, I can understand why they'd want that. Some states have some really iffy rules on animal protections. Why do revolver guys so commonly dislike concealed hammers? Well, they're really only there for one reason. It's for pocket carry and being able to fire from like a trench coat pocket or something. That's why internal hammer revolvers really exist. There's no benefit to them out in the open using just like a gun. You'd much rather have the hammer to have that single action option. Plus, it's much more psychologically satisfying. So there's no real reason for them unless you plan on shooting from inside your pocket, because that's the reason they exist, so that nothing gets between the hammer and the firing pin when you're pulling the trigger inside a pocket or something. So other than that, there's just no benefit to them. Some people like the way they look, and they will sometimes have a lighter double action pull than the single action double action has, but then you don't have the single action option, which is much lighter. It allows you to be much more accurate. So overall, they just don't really equal an advantage. Uh, We are out of questions again here. And are we at the 30-minute mark? We are. Let's give it another minute here, see if anything comes in. If everybody's satisfied, got no questions today. What is on my face? I guess that's just the way the hair is. It's because it's got salt and pepper, so it's got like these stripes and stuff here that I'm like, what the fuck's in my hair? How many loaded mags per gun is required to have a productive range day? None. You don't have to have them preloaded. You can load them while you're there. Usually you got downtime when it's cold range, etc. Are you ready for Wednesday? Oral arguments to SCOTUS on 2A cases. Yes, they will be going. Well, is it Wednesday or Thursday? I thought it was Thursday, but it might be Wednesday. I thought it was the 16th. What is today? 13th. That'll be Thursday. So I might be wrong on the day, though. Don't quote me on the day. Did you decide to get that expensive cobalt gun? What expensive cobalt gun? I don't know what he's talking about. I haven't seen the internals on a Chiappa Rhino, but could a regular revolver have a hammer set up like them? Could. It wouldn't be needed because the only reason it has that setup is because the bottom chamber firing. So the hammer has to be set really low in the frame. So if you had a hammer that was exposed, it would be right even with the grip, and there's just no way you could physically do that. So they have that little cocking mechanism to cock it. That's just a cocker is all that is. It's not a hammer. The part that people see at the back that they think is the hammer, that's not a hammer. It's just a cocking mechanism. Smith & Wesson Performance Center Model 19 Carry or Colt King Cobra. Smith & Wesson Performance Center Model 19 Carry. The carry comp, I think you mean. So yeah, definitely the 19 carry comp. Some national parks don't have fences to keep the bears contained and protected because they want them to breed with bears far away. The problem is they get into neighborhoods. Grizzlies don't often get into neighborhoods. It's usually black bears that get into neighborhoods, and those usually aren't from national parks and stuff. Those black bears are the raccoon of the bear family. They just live near people, more near to people. They don't live up in the mountains. They live in hills and wooded areas, so they're more likely to come in contact with people. Grizzlies usually live in higher altitude areas or big plains areas. They're not as big on the living in the woods right next to a housing complex kind of a thing. There's black bears that are more often in neighborhoods. We are all caught up. Let me make sure I'm not got anything over here I'm missing. Nope. Dale Rickety and John Mandrick. Two people made super chats today, and they both figured out how to use the comment section. So that we're batting 1,000 over there. So that was pretty good today. Not in the number we got, but in the way people managed to actually do it right. Why do you think CZ hasn't produced a 10 millimeter 75? Because the gun's not set up for it. You'd have to redesign the gun to do that. I'd love one if they make them. I don't think they're going. I don't think that gun is actually. Now they could possibly do that with like the more robust guns, like the tactical orange, things like that. But just a standard 75, yeah, I just don't think they could do it. Ben Coors just did a super chat, and I don't know if he's going to be able to figure out how to do the. You better not ruin our streak of perfection today, Ben Coors. Let's see. What did he say? He did not leave a memo. I think he didn't leave one on purpose, just because he didn't want us to be perfect. He's just trying to bother people. He's just being a dick. I think that's what's happening here. Other than that, let me get back over here. Did you say that a bear killed your goat? I didn't know. I didn't say killed my goat, I don't think. There's been cases of killing my friend Larry's goats, but you're not going to lose a lot of goats to bears. For one, goats are pretty fast and agile. And two, the bears don't usually come like down into goat farms and stuff. Not the engraved trash revolver. It was the other one. I'll never get. Probably one. I think you might mean the spore, and that was not fancy. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever have one. They're just too expensive. For what? This just way too expensive for what I would need. I mean, and like I said, I think I would rather have a 3-inch Colt. Oh, and there's something I want to say, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I need to ask them. But I'd rather have the 3-inch engraved Colt Python myself. I left a comment. Must not have. I think you're lying. I grilled burgers and brats on my new charcoal grill tonight. They were delicious. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. Barbecue is fine with charcoal for me, but I'm just like, I don't need it. I don't need the flavor of the charcoal. Like I have an uncle that always would use. He wouldn't need anything but charcoal, and he always put mesquite wood in. He always had like special woods he wanted to put in with certain foods. Like if you're cooking this, you got to put mesquite in. If you're cooking that, it's got to be like hickory or something. He always had some weird shit like that. But as long as it's a hamburger, I'm pretty good with it. If it's not overcooked, that's the worst. That's the biggest problem with hamburgers to me is a lot of people when they use charcoal, it flames up too much and they overcook the edges of the. And I'm like, I don't like crispy meat. Would you rather have a sloppy BJ or an extra large milkshake? I'd rather have a milkshake. I can get a BJ anytime I want one. I can't have milkshakes. I almost broke down and got an ice cream cone today because I went down to the hardware store, but I was good. And I said, no ice cream cone. And I went back home. Partly because I would have had to drive over to the Dairy Queen, which is only like a 5-minute drive, not even 5-minute drive from where we come back onto Washougal River Road on, I think it's C Street. When you come back on Washougal River Road and you get to C Street, which is the main intersection for Washougal at the bottom down there at Washougal, it's only 5 minutes at the very most to get to the Dairy Queen. And it's a 25, 35 mile an hour zone all the way, so it ain't far. It's just I didn't, not supposed to, so I didn't. I know a guy who put his grill in his garage and the simmering coals set off his carbon monoxide detector. Well, I bet it was the carbon monoxide that set it off, not the coal. Damn, I almost lost my break action pistol. Cat grabbed it and took off. Well, the cat's probably got plans. I'd be watching out. But she got a dog. She's probably planning on using it on the dog. So I don't let my cats have guns because I got dogs. Sent you a pic of my two Beretta Ghost, a Brigadier, and an Inox Ghost. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. You can send that Brigadier to me. I would gladly accept it. And then I'd have a new gun. I wouldn't have to be so mad at everybody else for getting one when I don't. I've got one like that one there. I got one exactly like that one, the bottom one. I just don't have one like the top one. I've even got a pair of grips that color, aluminum grips that I could put on it. I've also got silver ones I could put on it. So you don't even have to send me the grips. You just send me the gun. Where are we? We are all caught up. I got no questions coming in. I got nothing to talk about. Nobody's asking. How many people are here? There's 130 people here. We should have some questions. I mean, that's not a normal chat, but it's enough people that there should be questions. Everybody's just lurking, I guess. That's not what I thought it was. All right. What do you think of the worm that ate JFK Jr.'s brain? I think it ate something ate his brain. Not surprised. Are them Aluma grips nice in the hands? Oh God, no. No, they're for looks more than looks and durability. They're not going to break on you. And they look good, but they're not that comfortable. It's like having a gun that's like a polymer gun. Feels about the same. How's the weather up there? It was perfect today. It was sunny, 65 degrees. That's perfect weather as far as I'm concerned. Of course, we got our air conditioning fixed, so it cooled off. We had one day that it was hot. Well, 1.5 days of hot, pretty much, almost 2. But it dropped off quickly the other day. So the one day we had hot is the one day our air didn't work. So we got it fixed yesterday. Yes, yesterday. The chances of being killed by your cat's low, but never zero. RFK Jr. likes to rescue sea turtles from fishing nets. Well, I mean, you've got to have a hobby. At least that's a productive one, I would think. I remember being on the beach in Mexico one time when all the sea turtles were hatching, and everybody around, we all got to help get the sea turtles to the water. Let's see. All right. John Mandrick did a super chat. Let's see if he actually left a comment. He didn't leave a comment either. Is the link broken? Because it worked the first 2. But it doesn't seem to be working now. Because John Mandrake, I know, can figure it out, unless he's doing it to fucking piss me off. I think there's a bunch of private chats going on behind the scene right now where people are plotting on pissing me off. It's broken. I did leave a comment. Well, let me make the link again. Let me see if that fixes it. Not that anybody else will do a super chat today, but I like leave a super chat. Build it. Boom. It built it. All right. I'm going to put it over here. If anyone does happen to do one, we'll see if it works. It really irritates me when it doesn't work. Message pinned. Okay, I got it. Have you seen sea turtles on the coast of Washington and Oregon? I don't think I really ever have. I don't think I've ever seen any sea turtles on the coast here. Usually been in warmer weather where I've had the fun of doing that. I'm not some glocktard. I knows how to type gooder. I don't know about that. Are you having a huge cicada emergement like those of us further south? Well, no, we don't get cicadas up here. It's too cold up here for them. I got something here from Shadow, but it ain't loading. Let's see. Oh, it loaded here. Let me. He was doing a size comparison of that little tiny pistol. Look how tiny this is. And it's got a little bunny rabbit on it. Look how tiny. And it's got a little bunny. What are those little rounds that those things actually shoot? I've seen them. They're just incredibly tiny. Let's see here. We got another comment from, who was this? Ben Coors. Let's see if he left a comment. He said testies. So we know where his brain's at right now. He's talking about testes. Then Ben Shakira. I bet you never knew he could dance like this. He makes a man want to speak Spanish. Test to see if it works. It seems to be working. And then Jason Thompson tried it. What did he say? I'm plotting behind your back and sending more cop tyranny videos to piss you off. What pissed me off today is that goddamn Officer Tater. I mean, that guy is fucking dumb as a rock. Is he ever right about anything? Ever? I don't think he is. I don't think he's ever right about nothing. And it's so blatant that he's catering to a certain mindset. He's like a fucking televangelist for bootlickers. Let's see if John Mandrick tried again. Let's see if he got it this time. Trying to decide between a new suppressor for my CZ trail in 762 or getting a CZ in 223. Ooh. Well, I'm not the biggest on suppressors, so I'd say get the new gun. But that's me. I'm not that big on suppressors. I think most everybody knows. I've got some. I don't use them. Never use them for nothing. Caden took one of them. He's got it on his Ruger. Let's see. How long before I get my Pets and Vets supporter shirt? When I get around to it. Tell us the Mexico sea turtle story. I just did. We were in Mexico. We were on the beach. We were staying at an all-inclusive resort in not Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Viejo or something like that. We were on the beach, and all of a sudden these people started going, "Oh my God!" And I look around, and there's just several nests of sea turtles hatching, and they're all trying to make it to the water. So everybody started helping them get to the water, shooing off the birds and putting them in the water. That's it. That's it. It's about the end of the story. I got some pictures from it somewhere. I'm suing you for my time. I had to reprogram all my phones to autocorrect your stupid name again. What the who? 2mm pinfire. The ammo is $5 per round. 50. I don't know. I knew there was something like that, and they're expensive, but they're so super tiny. A gray sexual is someone who is mostly but not entirely asexual. Some people say they're gray sexual on their dating profiles. Yeah, I'd say I'm that way, but that's just come with age. I got no use for sex much anymore. I've done it all though. I mean, I mean, I was not a prude. So I've tried pretty much every position you can think of. Now, I haven't tried every sexual act because some of them are just gross, and I'm not interested in gross shit. Like food stuff. I don't want someone to rub food on me or me to rub food. I don't like that. And I don't want nothing that's got anything to do with piss or shit or any of that stuff. I don't care for none of that. But as far as different position, I've tried every position, every combination. Uh, uh, One-on-one, multiple partners. I've done most everything you could think to do multiple times, and it's just now I don't got time or energy for it. I think that's why a lot of people end up being dirty old men, because they're so repressed when they're younger that they don't get it all out. They don't get to be what they want to be or do what they want to do when they're younger. They marry their high school sweetheart, and then they're 60 and they ain't never got to experience much, and they're just feel shorted. And that's why they end up being old perverts. I got it all out. I'm the opposite of a pervert. I couldn't care less. A young, fine thing could run past me naked in the park, and I would just be like, oh, they look like they're having fun. Hope they check themselves for ticks afterwards. That'd be like my main concern would be that they check themselves for ticks. Am I due for my Mavis subscriber and subscribe star shirts yet? I don't know. I'll have to check and see. I just sent the shirts out recently. I haven't done another order of those yet. I was going to do another one when I did the stickers, but I didn't get around to it. Many of those baby sea turtles get eaten by larger creatures. The more of them that make it to the sea, the better. Yeah, and I mean, they get eaten a lot of by birds, is why we stopped that from happening. But, there's still a lot of predators once they get in the water, too. Even when they get to the water, it's like one out of every however many is going to make it. But, I want as many of them to have a chance as possible. Did you hear about the shooting? Well, attempted shooting, but a church in Louisiana. I think there was law enforcement or security on site because he started. I saw that they had stopped the guy, and I know police were there very quickly, so that I think there was security on site. But some kid showed up with a rifle, dressed all in black, and got detained by parishioners. So I saw that, but it's not much of a story. See, but the press doesn't pay a whole lot of attention when bad things are shown, when it's shown how easily bad things are averted if people pay attention and know what's going on, and they can be met with force and preparedness, how easily they can be stopped. They don't like showing that, because that shows you that, hey, those people can protect themselves. They don't need the government. If you pick the gun you are going to get shot with, the 2mm pinfire will be perfect. It stings a little. Yeah, well, if I was going to be shot with it, that would be fine. I still don't want it because it'd be like getting a shot, and I don't want to get a shot. I don't like being vaccinated even. I mean, I'm not anti-vax. I just don't like getting shots. I don't like getting shots, and I don't like giving blood, especially giving blood. Like getting an IV or giving blood. Oh, that's just the worst feeling for me. I hate it. I don't like it. Ugh. And I'm always there. They're always like, well, turn your head and don't look. I'm like, no, I got to look. I got to know what you're doing. I don't trust you. So I have to look, and I don't like it. Where am I at? Ever been pegged? If you've tried it all, well, I will say that I have experienced penetration before, not with a dildo, but I'm always like, I don't know, that's not where fingers go. I don't know. That's not something you just spring on somebody. You should have consulted me first. Uh, it's not that I am a prude and I'm like, oh no, that's not manly, or no, that's weird. It's just that I'm like, that hurts and I don't like it. I don't like any pain with sex. I don't like spanking or anything that's the least bit painful. You can get pain anywhere. I don't want it to be involved in sex. It shouldn't hurt. People are like, I like it to hurt. I'm like, well, then you find somebody else because I don't like it to hurt. Uh, and that hurts. That's meant for one way. One way. Certain parts of your body are only for things to go out of, not into. Like your ears and your nose, things go in your nose, go in your ears. Sound, oxygen. So, fingers. That's what they're for. Your mouth, food goes in it, everything else. It's a two-way street. But there are certain holes on your body that are just one way, and they should only be one way, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not passing judgment on anybody else that feels differently. I'm just saying that's how I feel about my holes personally. You can feel about your holes however you want. Did you hear about the amateur gunsmith in Brooklyn, New York, who was just sentenced to 10 years in prison for assembling guns with legally purchased parts? Well, I don't know how he could legally purchase frames, because if a gun is complete, that's got a complete receiver, how did he complete a receiver without ever buying an actual gun? Because a receiver's a gun. So apparently he wasn't just using legally obtained parts if they're not already guns. Of course, I don't know the whole story because I haven't paid attention to it or heard of it till this moment, but it seems like there's more to it than what you just expressed. Seems like there'd have to be. Yeah. There's a video where the boyfriend has his girlfriend dry hump to simulate being the guy. She gives up in less than 1 minute from exhaustion. She's get the one pump chump title. That's why laying on your back is a good thing. It's not as much work. Sex is work. I don't care what anyone says. It's work. If you're doing it right, it's work. In Germany, they used to have 2 millimeter pin fire shooting contest at bars, safer than throwing darts. Yeah, darts hurt. I've got a scar on my nipple from a dart. Uh, I thought I was being funny when I was in college. I was at a fraternity party, and they were throwing darts at dartboard. And this one sorority chick was throwing her dart at the last minute, and I jumped in front of the dartboard thinking she would stop, and she didn't. And it hit me right square in the nipple. I got a scar across my nipple because of that. It's just I got a little split right across my nipple. How about tidy whities that have exit only on the butt, then sell them? Well, I don't think that Shopify makes tidy whities. And plus, if I put that on there, it almost seems like I'm discriminating against people that feel otherwise, and I don't want to alienate anybody. I'm happy to let you do what you want to do. If it makes you happy to sit on it, then sit on it. I don't care what it is, as long as it's not somebody else's stuff. I mean, only sit on your own stuff. You know what I mean? Your own belongings. But or unless someone gives you permission to sit on their stuff. But that's, we all know that's, the rule anyway. 80% receivers' frames are not classified. Well, then he's illegally manufacturing firearms. 80% receivers are legal for personal use, but they're not legal for resale. You can't convert them to a firearm and sell them. That's just you're illegally manufacturing firearms. So he's not just, trying to make it sound like, oh, he's just using all legally purchased parts. Well, yeah, it's legal to have all kinds of things, but you can't manufacture them into certain other things and sell them. And 80%ers are that. You can't turn 80%ers into firearms and then sell them, because then you're manufacturing firearms. So he clearly broke the law. Now, I don't agree with the law. I think it's a ridiculous law. I don't support it, but you can't portray it as something other than what it is. He was illegally manufacturing firearms. From legally purchased parts. Well, then you're kind of making a case against 80%ers there that I don't want to make. So, not interested. He wasn't selling them. Then why would he be charged if he wasn't selling them? I don't understand why he's charged. Where was it he was at? Let's see if we can find something about it. Some Georgia legislators want it to be a requirement for people to lock their car indoors if they keep guns inside their vehicles. If they want to try to do that, let them try. They were for personal use only. Well, then I don't understand how he could be in trouble unless 80%ers are illegal in that state. He's fine. You can have them for personal use. You can make as many 80% as you want as long as you're not selling them. So how is he in trouble? What law did he supposedly violate? Where was it at? Are 80%ers even legal? Did they say in New York? Are 80%ers legal in New York? Um, uh, yeah, no, I guess you can't legally ship 80%ers to residents in New York. Does that mean they're actually not legal there, or does it just mean manufacturers can't ship them there? Uh, I guess it's a Class C felony to be in possession of an 80% produced firearm in the state of New York. So I guess he was violating the law. It wasn't all legally purchased items if he's not supposed to have them there. But let's see if we can find New York gunsmith charged. Oops. I wrote charger. Charged. There's a YouTube video, but I'm not going to use that as a source. That's from 2022. I think this is probably covering it. Queens man arrested with possessing cache of ghost guns, assault pistols. Assault pistol. I love that they use that word. Queens has led New York City in total ghost gun recoveries. Well, according to the charges, members of Queens District Attorney's offices conducted a long-term investigation into seizures purchase of polymer-based unserialized firearm components, which are easily blah, 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 blah. On January 30th, officers from the New York PD and Queens District Attorney Executive Court authorized search warrant at seizures residence. I guess it's only because it is illegal to possess a gun produced from an 80%er. So it is basically like, I can build a gun from all legal parts without buying an 80%er. I can just build a pipe gun. But if I live in a state where it's illegal to produce a pipe gun, well, then I'd still be in violation of the law. I don't agree with that law, but I probably would know about it and hopefully not violate it openly. Unless I was trying to make a point. But maybe this case could be used as a cornerstone case to get laws against 80%ers and ghost guns thrown out. But if you try to play the sheepish game of like, from all legal parts, whether you're not really addressing the issue, so there's nothing to gain, we'd have to really address the issue. I guess we are done. I think we're out of time. Wait. Google Dexter Taylor. Oh, I mean, that is a different person. I'm looking at a different person here. Let me look Dexter Taylor. Because the person I found is named Leonard something. That was from January 2024. More than a dozen ghost guns inside his apartment, according to blah, blah, blah. Was sentenced to spend a decade in prison on Monday after being convicted by jury in April on a slew of firearms-related charges. Ordered a number of ghost gun kits and parts from different online realtors and then shipped to his home on Eldert Street. I don't know where that is. During a search of his apartment, blah, blah, blah. According to the evidence presented during trial, Taylor spent about $40,000 to get the ghost gun parts and tools. He did not have a gun license. Ghost guns are a threat to New Yorkers. So I guess, like I said, it still seems like the only thing is that it's illegal to be in possession of a ghost gun in New York. So you can have the parts, but if you assemble them, I guess in New York State, you're committing a crime. Like I said, I can build a zip gun anytime I want, but if I live in a state where it's like I can, some states I can manufacture brass knuckles easily, but and doesn't require anything illegal to do it, but it's illegal to possess them. So if I got caught with them, I'd get in trouble. So I guess that's the same thing in New York. New York is a fucked up place when it comes to gun laws. I don't think that's news to any of us. So here's the thing. As I always say, if you are violating the rules, be careful about it. Don't talk about it, especially don't talk about it online. I bet you'll find out that he probably ended up getting caught because they found out he said something online or did something online that he shouldn't have. Because people love to talk about what they're doing. Don't do that. If you're breaking the rules, don't talk unless you're wanting to get caught so that you can, like I said, become a cornerstone for a lawsuit or a case, to overturn something. And if you don't want to suffer the consequences, don't break the law. So try to change the law, but don't break it unless you're trying to change it that way. Do you think that 10 years is an excessive punishment for that guy? Well, I think any jail time would be excessive. He hasn't committed any crimes where he's harmed anybody. They haven't shown that I know of. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm saying if this is the case, if it is the case that he hasn't harmed anyone, he hasn't provided these guns to someone that's harmed someone, he hasn't provided firearms to someone who is prohibited from owning them, well, then no, I don't think he's done anything that he should actually serve any time for. If he's just violating some bullshit ordinance of, we decided these are things you can't have, even though that this law is unconstitutional, he should get a slap on the wrist at the very most. It's something a little ridiculous. And his best defense should be that the Second Amendment says you can't punish me for this. So, like I said, though, I don't know the whole story, but that would be my take on it, that no, he shouldn't get 10 years. People are out there harming people, destroying people's businesses and getting slaps on the wrist and sent out on probation. And this guy gets 10 years. And as far as I know, hasn't hurt anybody. In fact, it seems to me he's helped a lot of people. He's helped keep the gun industry afloat, spent $40,000 on parts. What the fuck's this guy do for a living? Where am I at? I don't remember where I'm at. But apparently he's not the only one that got in trouble. So someone else too. I found another case from January of this year. But yeah, he'll get out on good behavior and it will be ridiculous. Well, he shouldn't get any jail time. Crimes where no one is actually hurt, that's ridiculous to give someone 10 years for a crime where no one's actually hurt, or where they're actually basically convicting him on a what you could possibly do kind of crime. The fact you have that means you could use it irresponsibly. That kind of bullshit. Don't like that kind of thing. Now, if you're actually a threat to people around you, like if they find out that, hey, this guy's been storing explosives in his apartment improperly that could go off at any moment, well, yeah, you're a threat to your neighbors and everybody around you. That's one thing. But if, this guy's got a gun he shouldn't have, no one's in danger. So yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But that's it for us today. We are past time. We are overdue. I went a little long because someone brought that up at the end. Bring these things up earlier in the fucking chat when I'm struggling for stuff to say. Stop waiting until the last minute to get me interested in stuff. I swear to God, I'm going to start smacking people. I'm going to scratch somebody's eyes out. But thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody who helped support the channel financially. I appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who helped support the channel by watching the videos, thumbing them up, sharing them on Facebook, whatever. Any social media where you can share them. If you're on Facebook, come join my Facebook channel, and you can see the videos and you can share them easily over there. So thanks to everybody for everything that y'all do. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.